Why do some feelings hit so hard? Some emotions knock us sideways, others barely make a dent. It's different for each of us, and there's a reason for that. In this video, we're going to look at why certain emotions show up, why some people are more sensitive to them than others, and what each one might be asking us to notice or heal. For me, it's anger that hits the hardest. If something feels unfair or disrespectful, it rises up fast and fierce. Even when I know someone's not worth the emotional energy, it can still flare up. But other emotions, fear, surprise, disgust, they rarely land with the same weight. That's because anger runs deep for me. It's connected to old sore spots, times when I felt unheard or mistreated. So when it shows up now, it's not just about that moment, it's also about what stirs from the past. Each emotion carries a purpose, but when we don't understand that purpose, it can feel overwhelming. Fear wants to keep us safe. It's not always rational. Sometimes it's reacting to old memories or imagined threats, but its message is clear: don't get hurt again. Disgust helps us to steer clear of what feels toxic or wrong, physically, emotionally, or morally. It's our boundary alarm. Surprise disrupts our sense of control. It jolts us, reminding us that we prefer the predictable, especially if life's surprises haven't always been kind. Interest motivates us to explore, but when it's exaggerated, it can spiral into obsession. Sometimes it's less about curiosity and more about control or reassurance. Sadness slows us down. It gives us space to grieve or reflect. But when it lingers, it can feel like we're stuck in the past. Joy surprisingly can bring discomfort too, especially if we've learned that joy is short-lived or risky. It's hard to fully feel it when we're bracing ourselves for the fall. The emotions we tend to feel most intensely are the ones we've had the hardest time with in the past. They light up the same parts of us that were shaped by our early experiences, and not always in helpful ways. If you grew up around conflict or chaos, anger might feel familiar or frightening. You might lash out or shut down. That was true for me. Raised voices were common, so when I feel unfairly treated, anger still rises fast. If fear was a constant, from moves, loss, or unpredictability, even small risks might now feel huge. I felt fear too, but life somehow kept nudging me into action. So now it doesn't take me down as it once might have. If you've experienced things that felt wrong, even as a child, that gut reaction can stay with you. I've always recoiled from gore in films, but I've never felt trapped by disgust. For some people though, it lingers and builds. If sadness began early, through grief, instability, or feeling emotionally overlooked, it can become a frequent companion. Although I've had sad times, it's not the emotion that flattens me, but I know it can feel endless to those who have known deep loss. If surprise once meant danger, embarrassment, or chaos, you might avoid spontaneity altogether. I'm fairly adaptable, but if sameness had been my shield, I'd probably flinch more too. If you were made to feel too much by being too curious, or shut down for asking questions, even healthy interest can come with guilt. Curiosity never killed this cat, but if I'd been shamed for it, it might have. If joy was followed by loss or made others uncomfortable, you might pull away from it now. I've known people who barely feel joy because they're already bracing for the fall. Every emotion holds a message. When we learn to listen rather than resist, it opens up something powerful. Anger invites us to uphold our boundaries, not with explosions, but with clarity. For me, space and movement are the key. A fast walk, rhythmic music, letting it move through me without harm. Fear asks us to stretch gently. Tiny actions that show us we're safe now. They build confidence without overwhelming us. Disgust says, trust your gut. If it makes your skin crawl, that's reason enough. Sadness reminds us to notice what mattered. It slows us down so we can process and honour what we've lost. Surprise teaches us resilience. We don't get to choose every moment, but we can meet it calmly and with grace. Interest invites us to engage, but also to pace ourselves. If it's spiralling, it may be time to ground and refocus. Joy asks us to feel, even if it's fleeting, even if it doesn't fix everything. You might want to hold on to a phrase that steadies you when an emotion is running high. For anger, stepping away is a win. For fear is only as strong as I allow it to be. For joy, I'm allowed to feel this joy. Let whatever speaks to you breathe within you for a while. Understanding anger has made me stronger, not because I silenced it, but because I learned to listen to it. I don't react like I used to, and I don't stew in it either. I let it pass through, safely and cleanly. It's not always easy, but I'm less scared of what I feel now, and I'm more interested in what it's trying to show me, and that feels like peace to me, because in the end, it's not about never feeling discomfort. It's about letting discomfort guide you back to something true. If you'd like to explore the emotion that challenges you the most, I've made a one-page PDF to help. It shows why emotions tend to show up and who they tend to hit hardest. And most importantly, how to support yourself through them. You'll find it just below.